Okay. Program.
This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school baseball on iTalk 106.7 FM and iTalk1067.com. Also brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Deemer's Glass, Beeler Orthodontics, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, Comfort Fit Dentures, Summit Regional Medical Center, Horn Auto Center, and Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. And now, Sholo Ford presents high school baseball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Want to go skiing or snowboarding? Visit our friendly Honda Outdoor Sports. We offer skis, snowboards, and helmet rentals, custom footbeds, ski and snowboard repairs, as well as retail shopping for your snow gear, goggles, beanies, snow tubing, and even ice fishing supplies. We have all you need to prepare you for the outdoors. We welcome you to Honda Outdoor Sports, located 1 mile west of the casino. Since 2006, Beeler Orthodontics has been creating spectacular smiles in the White Mountains. Dr. Beeler and his team use innovative technology and cutting-edge orthodontics while still providing a hometown experience. From traditional braces and clear aligners to surgical orthodontics, Dr. Beeler works with smiles of all ages. So call them today to schedule a complimentary exam at 928-537-7775 or visit them at BeelerOrtho.com. Beeler Orthodontics. Live to smile, love your smile.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
Presentation of high school baseball on iTalk1067.com. Welcome to our Ace Hardware Keys to the Game as we get ready for the Snowflake Lobos, the number 13 seed, to take on the number 20 Tonopah Valley Phoenix. And our Ace Hardware Keys to the Game are essentially with Brendan Bryant on the mound. If Brendan can keep the ball low and in the zone and get ground balls, and the Lobo defense can field a thing or two, they're going to come away victorious this evening. As I'm Aaron Hewish, I'm joined by Mr. Jim Johnston. And Jim, what do you have to add to our Ace Hardware Keys to the Game?
Well, in high school baseball, you get the ball in play, you have a chance of getting on. Keep getting on. You're going to score some runs. Then it also comes down to errors. If you can make sure that you commit as least as you can, then you have a good chance of winning this game.
I love it. As home plate umpire for tonight is Steve Copeland. Base umpire will be Mr. Chuck Copeland, 2 of the finest officials in the White Mountains here to officiate this game. As we're going to have number 7, Dylan Croft, stepped into the box against Brennan Bryant. Dylan Croft playing shortstop today, number 7, as he's going to step into the box to face Bryant to start this game. As we're going to have our first pitch as seemingly, we'll wait for after this pitch. There's a pitch low in the dirt for Brian, and as the seemingly sleepy town of Snowflake has been converged on today, we have about a 30-team track meet going on. We have these Lobos hosting the Phoenix today, and the Lady Lobos softball team is hosting the Coolidge Bears today. And we have these exciting things going on with our youth as Brendan Bryant throws in there for strike one. 2 balls and 1 strike on Croft.
So
And
Aaron,
go ahead, Jim.
Dylan's batting 279 for the year. Don't have his on-base percentage, but as a leadoff hitter, he's probably getting on base quite a bit.
That's my guess. Bryant's going to go to full count. I think the biggest thing is what you said, Jim, is these pitchers are going to have to work straight up. They cannot work behind on these hitters. And Brendan Bryant throws right across the plate. It is whistled. Strike 3 by Mr. Steve Copeland, and that's going to bring up Isaac Pasillas for the Phoenix. Tonopah Valley sporting the white pants, black tops with red sleeves, black lids with a TV logo as Bryant throws in another strike for the Lobos. Jimmy, got anything on Pasillas right there?
Pasillas, let's see what he's doing this year. Pasillas, he's at 464, 25 RBIs, 32 hits.
Wow, that's nothing to slouch at.
At this level, he's doing a really good job.
I was talking to Coach Miglio for the Phoenix, and Coach Miglio was telling me that Tonopah Valley is growing, that there's a big influx in their enrollment, and he's expecting that they're going to be going 4A in a couple bits. So he said this is really good for his team to get some of this 3A competition and go through. He said their football team was 9-1 and went to the second round. And Coach Miglio very optimistic about today and Rascona's young pitcher.
It's a growing community. Tonopah is about 49 miles west of downtown Phoenix, and it's growing. It's right out there by the Palo Verde nuclear plant. So
is that where a lot of the jobs out there are going?
That's a lot of stuff going out there right now.
As Bryant's going to walk Pasillas, as he's going to be on with the base on balls, as that's going to bring up Austin Villarreal. Austin Villarreal is going to come in, and he is doing the catching duties. I had a chance to actually meet and talk with him before the game, and he is extremely excited to be up here and play against these Lobos and showcase a little of his talent as Bryant looks on. Bryant checking his runner on first. Bryant throws outside as Matthews gets the ball. Matthews looking to throw back, and Matthews gets it. You know, Jim, I look at this Lobo defense, and you put Bryant on the hill, and they have a very good defense behind him.
They do. They've got solid defenders all over the field.
As Bryant throwing that outside ball, speaking a little bit earlier, if Bryant's going to work that outside and down, get those ground ball outs for the Lobos.
So, Aaron, Tonopah comes in with a 13-13 record this year. There are 2 common opponents. Both of us have played Blue Ridge and Chino Valley. We split the season series with Blue Ridge.
Correct.
Tonopah wins that game, and then both of us have beaten Chino Valley. So Tonopah, they're a tough opponent. Snowflake's going to have to play really well to win this game.
So, Jim, do you have a score on their Blue Ridge game?
Yeah, the Blue Ridge, they ended up winning that game. Tonopah ended up winning 5-2.
Brian in the dirt. Brian doing a great job of keeping that ball down. You know, Jim, I just got a text as we were talking about the influx and job opportunities out in Tonopah Valley. And one of our sources just texted me and said that there's an egg farm out there too. I didn't know that, but now you do. As that ball is swung on by Villarreal, and that's going to be misplayed in the outfield by Butler. Butler's going to rocket it in as we're going to have a play at the plate. Okay, Jim, we had Butler throws it to Coor at second base trying to get the runner. Coor whips around and gets the ball to Matthews and makes the out at home. I don't think we made that sound as dramatic as it was, but that was a fantastic play by Butler and a fantastic play by Coor. As now we have, the runner on second is just coming in to give it.
That's a hard ball to judge with that sun coming over there. Easton just lost it and didn't see it coming, but he got on it quickly and was able to get in quick and get the guy going to home.
Number 13 for the Phoenix steps in. That's Matthew Hernandez. Matthew Hernandez taking care of the second base duties today. Was that a breaking pitch or was that just the ball down?
Looks like it. Looks like it was a breaking pitch.
Rascone hadn't, these teams haven't seen each other, so it's kind of getting used to the pitcher. As that's going to be hit way high in the air, and that could be trouble. Oh, there's Bodden. Bodden under it. Bodden with the high sky today makes the catch. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school baseball on italk1067.com.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Want to go skiing or snowboarding? Visit our friendly Honda Outdoor Sports. We offer skis, snowboards, and helmet rentals, custom footbeds, ski and snowboard repairs, as well as retail shopping for your snow gear, goggles, beanies, snow tubing, and even ice fishing supplies. We have all you need to prepare you for the outdoors. We welcome you to Honda Outdoor Sports, located 1 mile west of the casino.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school baseball on italk1067.com. This is a Northland Pioneer College break in the action when it comes time to kick off, tip off, hit off your college education. Choose the college tuition or the lowest tuition in the state, and that's Northland Pioneer Colleges with locations in Navajo and Apache County. We'd like to thank Mobile Auto Glass, Deemer's Glass in Lakeside, Northland Pioneer College, Sholo Ford. I said Deemer's Glass. We have Honda Ski and Outdoor. We have Ace Hardware, Beeler Orthodontics, and Comfort Fit Dentures, as well as Horn Auto. As we get our first chance to see Joaquin Rascone for the Phoenix.
Yeah, Joaquin is only a sophomore. He's a big boy. Looks a little bit intimidating out there. We'll see what he can do.
As that one's going to be gone. That was a long strike for Matthews as he hit that one the opposite way. Matthews coming in, taking his left-handed position as he fouls it off down the third base line. Brevin Matthews, the senior, having a great senior year, been a absolute defensive, I don't even know, Jim, just a great job defensively for the Lobos. As the battery today, let me take a look at the lineup. Let's give some credit where credit is due. That's Villarreal, Austin Villarreal, as Matthews is going to sky it deep, and this could be trouble. And oh my goodness, that comes in as Croft comes in and makes the out at shortstop, and Matthews is going to have an F8 in the book for the first out of the inning, as that's going to bring up the sophomore, the victorious pitcher from Monday. Coincidentally, Jim, he was our player of the game on Monday.
He was. He did a wonderful job on Monday.
Skip Bodden, the sophomore, and just a fantastic young man to be around. As Bodden looks at ball one.
Yeah, Aaron, looking at their roster, Tonopah Valley, they're really young. Just the two seniors, and they have a lot of freshmen and sophomores playing.
Yep. Skip was our Honda Ski and Outdoor Player of the Game on Monday as 1-1 count to Bodden, as that's going to be hit out, and that's going to be another fly out for the second out of the inning, and the Lobos down 1-2 with this is going to bring up Ashton Munger the senior, as Bodden comes in. And Jim, that's one thing I just like is these guys coming over, telling each other, giving each other little tidbits on what's going on. As 4 steps to the bag, turns it, and that's going to be credited with the third out of the inning. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of White Mountain Baseball on italk1067.com.
Hey everyone, it's Joe G from Horn Auto Center and the Deuce of Clubs in Sholo. People are saying to me, hey Joe, what's going on with these used car prices? Well, we have to use live market value when we take people's vehicles in on trade. We're giving top dollar right here at Horn Auto Center. We're using live market value, what vehicles are selling for in the last 90 days. Horn Auto Center, the Chevy and GMC store that saves you more.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you: Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Show Low. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
Welcome back to Show Low Ford's presentation of high school baseball on iTalk1067.com. As we go to the top of the second inning, the Tonopah Valley Phoenix up 1-0. Our Northland Pioneer College inning break. We'd like to make sure our sponsors get the appropriate shout-outs today. These broadcasts would not be possible without them. Deemer's Glass, NPC, Honda Ski and Outdoor, Ace Hardware, Beeler Orthodontics, Comfort Dentures, and Horn Auto. As Brendan Bryant steps in to throw to...
It's Connor Hart.
It's Connor Hart is
Freshman.
batting here. He's the freshman.
Batting .323.
For the Phoenix. As Hart looks at ball one. Bryant works ahead to these batters. It's going to be a very good day. Right now he's falling a little bit behind, but still doing a fantastic job of keeping that ball down. As that's going to be right in there for strike one. Working that outside corner is the junior, Brendan Bryant. The Lobos kind of are going to feel a little bit of the graduation crunch on this team, but they got a good core coming back as Hart's going to foul that one off and dribble it back in this first inning. Jim, if my count, we lose Brevin. The Lobos, lose Brevin, Munger, and you can't.
Easton and Frost.
Easton and Frost are going to be huge losses. That's Butler and Frost. As that's going to be a Beeler Orthodontics Comfort Fit Denture teeth-shattering strikeout for Brendan Bryan as Hart goes down with a K for the first out in the top of the second inning. As Bryant working from the stretch, working with his usual high socks up and his stirrups on. Nice look for a baseball player pitcher as he's going to throw to Chris Glenn. And Chris is batting. He's actually the DH for number 17, Chris Glenn, the DH for Tonopah Valley. Tonopah Valley going with the classic American League lineup, DHing for the pitcher. The pitcher, Rascone, isn't going to be hitting today, but Glenn is going to be on to handle those duties as Glenn comes into this game hitting in the 7 hole. As Glenn's going to and scoots in there just on the inside corner, not enough to get called. 2 balls and 1 strike to the batter, to Croft, I believe.
Yeah, it looks like Croft. It's a junior this year. He's batting .208. And interesting thing about this team is they've got 2 sets of brothers in the same grade, so they might have 2 sets of twins playing.
That's got to be something interesting to happen. Is Croft's going to go down to first with a base on balls as that's Brennan's second walk given up in the game. As this is going to be the number 9 hitter, and this is. I'm guess it says Martin Quinones, but it's Martin Quinones is my guess.
Martin Quinones.
Martin Quinones is going to step in there for the Phoenix, the Tonopah Valley Phoenix, and we're going to get to see Bryant. Lobos in their all whites pinstripe with white hats, and that is going to be a hit by a pitch credited to Bryant, and that's going to move Croft to second, and that's going to put Quinones to first, and that's going to bring up Croft. I'm going to have to look at this again. Do we have a Croft? We do have a Croft.
It's a Croft, yep.
I thought I put it down as Croft. It's double. So, yeah, we might have 2 sets of twins. This is Dylan Croft hitting .279 on the year from the leadoff spot. He's going to come up to bat with a runners on first and second base as he's going to step in to the plate and face Bryant, who has 2 down here in the top of the first. RBI also going to be credited with the first base hit to the center fielder. That brings up Pasillas, who's batting .464. Not a guy, and Pasillas is going to foul off the first one. Pasillas actually didn't get a good look at that. It looked like he was looking to Coach Miglio down at third base, and I'm sure Coach Miglio gave him the sign saying, son, you got to step in there. As Coach Miglio, I didn't get how many years he's been there, but it looks like he's trying to build a program and doing a pretty good job. He told me he was graduated from Buckeye High School, so he's a West Valley boy, staying local, helping build some of these young men as the crowd from Snowflake kind of trickles in here. Not as good of a crowd as we had against Sholo, but that's okay. As Bryant looks in, and that's going to be a called strike on Pasillas. And Jim, like I said, we've got a little bit of convergence on our little community today. We have a 28-team track meet. We got girls softball. We got baseball. It's just springtime here. If we had a golf match going on, we'd have the quadfecta. And time is awarded to Pasillas with 2 outs here in the top of the first. Second, excuse me. There's Bryant looking into Pasillas as Pasillas fouls one off. That's a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball. If that's your windshield, you need to call him Mountain Mobile Auto Glass.
You know, with a 0-2 count, Brennan can pretty much throw anything he wants. He wants to keep something out of the strike zone. Hopefully he can get something that Pasillas chases and get this third out of this inning.
I agree with you, Jim. I like to see something break down low as he did exactly that. However, it's going to bleed foul as Butler comes over. What'd that land? About 6 feet foul, maybe? Pretty close ball. Something that we don't want to see is we remind those of you listening that this is a play-in game. It's the number 13 seeded 3A East Region champion Snowflake Lobos playing the number 20 seed Tonopah Valley Phoenix. Tonopah Valley coming to us from the way west side of the valley, making the trek up here. We appreciate them coming up here to play in this game as we have another Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball, and that's going to make its way straight past the backstop.
I tell you, Pasillas is battling. It's been 0-2, and he just keeps fouling him off, He's doing a good job up there.
And you know, too, Jim, it's showing his teammates what Brian's going to do, and what he has is Brian's going to put it in there. Brian's going to make him miss for strike 3. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school baseball on italk1067.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and
Third baseman Connor Hart. Connor Hart, Jim, those slow rollers reminiscent of a third base side Bill Buckner 1986 World Series type play. I'm Aaron Hewish. I'm joined by the Lobo legend, Mr. Jim Johnston, stepping in today, doing a fantastic job with our color commentary.
Tell you, that's why you want to put the ball in play, Aaron. You just never know what's going to happen with in the field. That was a routine, easy out, and he just let it go under his legs, right below his glove.
You know, Jim, as Rascone looks here to deliver to Bryant, and that's going to be hit by Bryant. Bryant's going to hit one in the gap, and they're going to stop Yellowhair at second base, and Bryant's going to go into first base with a single. That moves Yellowhair to second. But, you know, Jim, to your point, and that right there is now we have runners on first and second, no outs for Rascone. And if you're a pitcher, that just cannot be what you want to see. I mean, obviously it's not, but Rascone there just have to be a little bit frustrated on.
And that was very interesting with the second baseman. He was shading over to the second base bag, and if he plays in where we normally play second base, that's a ground ball right to him. So,
as
way to go, Brennan.
Yeah, it was no, that's Canyon.
Oh, it's Canyon. I'm sorry.
They're cousins. We're not brothers. They're cousins, right? I'm pretty sure they're first cousins. We don't have twins. We have first cousins. As Aiden Kaur is going to lay down. Oh my goodness, that phenomenal bunt. How shallow as Yellowhair is going to tag, and we're going to have ourselves a play at the plate. That's going to be overthrown, and that's going to move Bryant to third base. Jim.
I tell you, if he makes that throw, if he brings it down, he gets Yellowhair out at the plate. He actually had beaten Yellowhair too there. So
that's Croft out there in right field doing
strong
a fantastic job.
Very strong arm.
He actually overthrew it rather than underthrew it, and that allowed Yellowhair to score. So Kaur is going to go down with the RBI. And that is an F9 for Kaur for the first out of the inning. However, it's going to score Yellowhair. And also importantly is it moved Bryant to third base, as that's going to bring up Braden Frost. Braden Frost is one of the seniors on this team, as he was honored at senior night last Friday. Frost looks at, and Frost is going to dribble one, and that's going to go to third, as that's going to be rocketed along by Hart, and Hart's going to get that one and that's going to bring the second out of the inning. However, the Lobos are on the board with 2 down here in the bottom 2, 2-1.
That was a very nice play by Connor. He held Brian over at third, made sure that he stayed, and then threw it over to first. Nice strong throw, and got the out and didn't allow the run to score.
Fundamental baseball, they say, fundamentals, but it's so important. You're right, Jim. As Brendan looks at strike one, not the pitch he wanted. That outside corner playing a little bit of havoc on him right now. 2-1 here. The Tonopah Valley Phoenix up on the Snowflake Lobos. And the bottom 2 is Brendan Bryant, the pitcher, steps into the box. The number 2 junior pitcher for the Snowflake Lobos looks at ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down here in the bottom of the first inning for the Snowflake Lobos. As there's the pitch, looking at Bryant. Bryant swings at strike second. Coach Merklin's waving him to third. As Bryant's going to go to third, there's the relay to the shortstop, and that is not going to get him. They're going to get the ball in as the second baseman, Hernandez, is going to bring that ball as Brendan Bryant is going to hit a stand-up triple to the gap. And
well placed hit right between the center fielder and the right fielder, right there in the right center gap, and roll to the fence. And
as the Lobos are going to bring in number 6 junior Jet McCray to run as the courtesy runner, used to be called the speed-up runner in baseball, to run for Bryant as his teammates come out. And again, with the Lobos, don't want to leave that on third, as that's going to bring up the senior in the number 9 spot, Easton Butler. Although if there's a hitter in the number 9 hole that doesn't stereotype that number 9, it's Easton Butler, who's a phenomenal hitter, as Easton's going to hit one, and that could be trouble for the center fielder. That's going to drop, and that's going to score Bryant. Butler is going to go with an RBI single, and just as I said, that's not a typical number 9 hitter that you're facing, as the senior Easton Butler puts one in the gap there, as that's going to score Jet McCray running for Brendan Bryant, and that's going to put the Lobos up 3-2.
And Easton, he's come along late. I mean, he's becoming a hitter. He's becoming a really good hitter.
Now, Jim, you
got to worry about.
True. Sorry about that. Sorry to cut you off. Well, one of the things to say here is you got Butler with some speed on first, and you got your leadoff hitter in 2 down. Okay, do you think they send Butler here?
I don't think so. I'm watching the catcher throw between innings, throw down to second base, and he's got a pretty strong arm. So I don't think you want to take yourself out. But then, I'm not the coach, so we'll see. We'll see what the coach is going to do.
My thought on Scone looks into Matthews. One of my thoughts on that, and see, it didn't even matter because this is going to let Butler go all the way to third. My thought on that, Jim, is if you want my 2 cents, which is about what it's worth, is if I steal Butler there and he gets thrown out, Matthews is still my hitter next inning, and I start the lead off of the game. But if he makes it into second, we're 1 single away from getting it. And as we are, it worked out even better, is the missed throw from Rascone over to the first baseman, and that is Rascone. I'm sure they're going to have something to talk about on the way home tonight.
One thing about this ballpark is that you don't want to miss that pickoff play, because if you miss it, it's a guaranteed 2-bagger.
Well, and you're also throwing to one of the strongest hitters in the 3A East right here, in Brevin Matthews, the catcher for the Lobos. Now, Brevin's got a runner on third with 2 down, but this is a scary spot for the Phoenix, as Brevin's going to hit one, and that's a hot shot, and that is going to go, I can't say between the legs, I'm going to have to say between the glove, to Hernandez, the second baseman, and that's going to bring in Easton Butler for the 4th run. 4-2 now for the Snowflake Lobos, and that is a Deemer's glass shattering RBI for the game.
Yeah, he just didn't move over. He tried to backhand it and didn't get in front of it and went under his glove.
Hey, Jim, something to look at. Shop teacher at Snowflake High School and a true Lobo fan, Mr. Daniel Prestwich, joining us today. As Bodden looks at a 1-1 count from Rascone. Rascone taking a real good look at Matthews there as he fires. That's going to be strike 2 on Skip, and that one broke pretty good, as Skip didn't like it. But Mr. Bodden, I'm going to argue, I thought it was a pretty good pitch.
Yeah, it actually had some good break. It went down a little bit, and I agree with the call. It was a good call. I think that was a strike. Oh.
As Bodden reaches, hits it to the shortstop, and oh my goodness, shortstop gets credited with an error, and that's going to score. That is going to score Brevin Matthews. And Jim, that was a what the heck just happened? I think we're going to get a replay in the truck on that one, because what I see is you have the shortstop missing it and the center fielder going to keep that run at third.
He bobbles it,
and that sends Brevin, who might be a catcher but definitely has not the speed of the Hambino. He's got some good speed. And
he moves really well for a catcher, though. He really does.
Matthews is able to score, and that makes the score 5-3 for the Snowflake Lobos with a trip to the state tournament on the line. As Baden's going to be on first, that's going to be an E in the 6th position for the Phoenix, as we have Munger, and Munger is going to look at one, and we have a ball in the dirt, and Baden heads up play. Baden now is into second, and that puts him in RBI position for Munger. Munger batting from his 3 spot, and we've almost batted around as Munger with 2 down here in the bottom of the 2nd. It's 5-2 Snowflake Lobos. Munger looks for the delivery pitch from Rascon. Actually, Jim, Rascon. I got to say that right. I apologize to the young man and those of you listening from our new West Valley fan base. We welcome you, Tonopah Valley fans, to iTalk 106.7 and White Mountain Baseball and White Mountain Sports. As Munger looks for the delivery from Rascon. Munger's going to put one in the gap. That is playable, but not, and that's going to wave Baden around as Baden's going to turn the corner, and Baden's going to come in, and we are going to have ourselves a 6-2 ball game as Munger is going to be credited with an RBI, and that's going to bring off the first hitter of the inning, and that is Jet Yellowhair.
They've batted around, and like we said earlier, keys to the game. Put the ball in play. Good things happen when you put the ball in play.
You know, Jim, I didn't even think of that. That was our Ace Hardware keys to the game, and that has never been more spot on in our keys to the game than I've ever seen. We put the ball in play, and amazing things have happened. This has been a 6-out inning for the Phoenix so far.
Yep.
As Yellowhair looks, and Yellowhair looks at strike one. Little breaking pitch in the inside. Cuff hit that inside of the plate. Yellowhair didn't like it, though, and I'm telling you what, if they make a mistake on the outside to this young man, he's going to put one in that huge gap out there in right field. Oh, he thought about that one. Really close outside. Catcher must have been set up outside. Ball off the plate. That's going to be a 1-1. Taking on, I don't even know who it is, but them. As Yellowhair's going to get one. Oh, my goodness, Jim. He squeaked one up the middle, and that's going to move Munger to second. And I don't want to say that the wheels fell off in this inning, but the wheels have fallen off. As we have another Lobo legend in the house today, as former defensive coordinator Art Hargrove comes over to join Coach Johnston and I on the broadcast day. And Coach Hargrove, you don't have a mic up, but what do you think of the Lobos so far? Well, one of our Ace Hardware keys to the game, as Mr. Jim mentioned, was you got to put the ball in play and good things will happen. And I've never seen that more true than what's going on right there. As Yellowhair is going to single, and he's going to move Munger over, as that's, I think, the 4th or 5th hit of the inning, along with the errors, as Bryant's going to look at one in the dirt. We got runners on first and second, 2 down in the bottom, 6-2 Snowflake Lobos, 2-0 count. That's kind of what we're saying, is that and the one at shortstop that we were talking about, where the shortstop missed it and the center field misjudged it, it just made for not a good opportunity. So again, 6-2 here in the second, and that's not a good spot to be in, because Brendan Bryant's doing a great job of working ahead and keeping that ball down to these hitters.
Yeah, when you give a team 6 outs.
As we have the head coach coming out, and that's Coach Miglio, and I believe we're going to have a pitching change, and that is going to be a Northland Pioneer pitching change. And we're going to take a break here, folks. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of White Mountain Baseball on iTalk1067.com.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Want to go skiing or snowboarding? Visit our friendly Honda Outdoor Sports. We offer skis, snowboards, and helmet rentals, custom footbeds, ski and snowboard repairs, as well as retail shopping for your snow gear, goggles, beanies, snow tubing, and even ice fishing supplies. We have all you need to prepare you for the outdoors. We welcome you to Honda Outdoor Sports, located 1 mile west of the casino.
Welcome back to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school baseball on italk1067.com, as we are going to have ourselves a Northland Pioneer College pitching change. When it comes times to change your college education, when you don't get the satisfaction out of one, you can choose Northland Pioneer College with locations in Navajo and Apache County. As Jim, I believe this is Hernandez.
Looks like, Matthew Hernandez moves from second base to
and that's going to put Rascon at second base. So it's a straight position swap as Hernandez is going to come in. And
Using live market value, what vehicles are selling for in the last 90 days. Horn Auto Center, the Chevy and GMC store that saves you more.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you: Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
welcome back to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school baseball on italk1067.com. And, you know, as we go into the break, as our Northland Pioneer College break, Jim and I having a chance here to sit and talk about a couple things, and a little more downtime it seems in this game. But Mr. Johnston is my statistician as well as my color man for the day, and he's got a couple tidbits into this pitching change for the Phoenix as Bryant's going to get ready to deliver to Villarreal. What do you got for us, Mr. Johnston?
Well,
as Villarreal is going to hit a sharp one down, and that's going to be fielded by Matthews. Matthews going to toss in the skip. What do you got for me on Hernandez?
Well, yeah, Hernandez comes in, 2 outs, bases loaded, stops the bleeding, and on the year he seems like he can pitch. He's actually got an ERA of 2.08.
2.08 in high school.
That's
really good.
Batting average against is at 220, so he's a pitcher. He's got 42 Ks on the year. Lobos are going to have to fight and battle to get some hits off him.
They did get a good cushion, 6-2, but that starts us off as Villarreal is on first base, as that's going to bring up Matthew Hernandez, the pitcher, and Hernandez is going to hit one, and that is going to be a long fly ball as Frost is under it. Easy out for Braden Frost, the senior, as Hernandez is retired for the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up Alex Rascon, the first baseman for the Phoenix, number 20. I believe he is a sophomore. And didn't you have a little bit on him?
Rascon is a sophomore. Last at bat, he actually flew out to the shortstop, so he is 0 for 1 today.
And we have timeout granted to the batter as Rascon's going to look in. Bryant doing very well for the Lobos. I think he's given up 3 hits so far. As Bryant looks, he delivers. That's going to be a ball outside as Munger chases Villarreal back on first base. Rascon stepping in the box to get his pitch. Bryant throwing back to first base to Munger. Great job by Bryant coming over to the backup, and that's fundamental baseball. And this Lobo coaching staff, that is one thing they have done a great job of, is stressing fundamentals. Has going to move in on Frost. And, Jim, either way, I think if Frost misses that, he's able to get the runner at second, and he's able to make the play and make it look pretty easy. But Frost with some phenomenal speed out there.
That's the benefit of having that kind of speed. Even when you make a little bit of an error, you can make up with your feet.
Absolutely. Rascon retired for the second out of the inning. That brings up Connor Hart, the third baseman, as timeout being granted to Brevin Matthews, the sophomore, going out to visit with the pitcher. Mr. Kenyon Bryant, the third baseman, joining him, talking a little strategy. As I'm Aaron Hewish, I'm joined by Jim Johnston. We're in the top of the third with the Lobos up 6-2. Our officiating crew, our umpires today, are Mr. Steve Copeland behind the plate and Mr. Chuck Copeland in the bases. 2 of the best that the White Mountains have. 2 of the best in the state. I'd put them up against a lot of umpires here to call this game and doing a very good job as it is. As Bryant's going to field that one and throw it across the diamond, and that's going to retire Hart for the third out of the inning. That's going to go down as a 5-3.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Winning takes focus, preparation, and support. Keep focused on your dream career while saving thousands in tuition costs at Northland Pioneer College. We're here to support your goals and see you succeed. Visit npc.edu to see our programs. An academic advisor will get you on the right path to achieve your educational goals. Northland Pioneer College, expanding minds, transforming lives.
Welcome back to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school baseball on italk1067.com. As the Northland Pioneer College break in the action, we'd like to shout out to our sponsors, Sholo Ford, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, Steamers Glass, Northland Pioneer College, Honda Ski and Outdoor with our player of the game. We have Summit Health in our injury report, Beeler Orthodontic, Comfort Fit Dentures, Horn Auto, Summit Healthcare, as well as Ace Hardware. As we are going to have Mr. Braden Frost step into the box. Braden grounded out to third. His last time up, he comes to us here in the bottom of the third. Lobos up 6-2 as Hernandez, number 13, Matthew Hernandez for the Phoenix, throws the first ball in, and it's going to be barely inside on Braden Frost for the first pitch of the inning.
Yep, and I think Tonopah Valley just recently moved up to the 3A level. They been at 2A for quite some time, and with the growth that they've had, their student base is expanding. And I'm pretty sure that this is the first time that Snowflake and Tonopah Valley have played each other in any sport. I don't recall a time, at least not the last 10 years, where we've actually played them in a sport. So
first matchup in
making history today.
Yeah, the coach told me they'll be going up to 4A, and gosh, the way the community of Snowflake's going, who knows, they might be joining the 4A ranks together in the next 10 or so years. But Tonopah Valley, that's an area that's just growing from my understanding. As Hernandez throws it inside, and that's going to put Frost on with a walk. And that is not a way you want to start an inning, is putting Mr. Braden Frost on first base. Jim, do you have any insight out there in that area, out in that Tonopah Valley, the school, anything about out there? I mean, we talked a little bit about employment, but, I don't know much about the school. I don't know much about the area. It's not a place I'm familiar with in the state. As Brennan Bryant looks to bunt, and that's going to be as Frost is going to go into second base with almost a nonchalant, uneventful stolen base.
That was a great throw, though. Yeah. He put it right on the money, and if Frost doesn't have the speed that he has, they throw him out. So
I'm going to credit.
That was a great throw.
It was a great throw, and I'm going to credit Bryant with getting a little bit in front and throwing that bunt down. So Bryant steps in with the bat, chance for an RBI here. As Bryant pulls back that bunt, and gosh, Jim, one of the things that you can't, as I was talking to one of the assistant coaches, Abe Bodden for the Lobos and Joe Merklin for the game, one of the things that especially Coach Merklin noticed is how unselfish this team is, and how they don't care. As we have a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball. Ooh, if that was your windshield, call Mountain Mobile Auto Glass. As we have this Lobo team is very unselfish, and we know a lot of the boys on it. And that's going to be, put. Well, and since it's interference, Jim, that keeps Frost
at second base.
Yep. And so now I don't have, but for you folks at home, there is a second line, and you'll notice it in softball and baseball, that is striped outside the foul territory. That then provides a lane as Easton Butler swings at strike one, and that lane's where it's supposed to be run. I didn't have the wherewithal as an umpire, as Mr. Copeland did, to look at that, so I'm not sure exactly, but it provided kind of as that barely puts Frost back in there at second base, as Hernandez has a nice little pickoff move. The fact of the matter is, it's called interference. It keeps Frost at second, and a beautiful bunt laid down by Bryant is negated by that interference call, as we have a mobile auto glass foul ball. And the best vantage point of that play in the entire house was, guess who? The home plate umpire.
Yep.
So that's his call, and I believe, from what I'm seeing and what I'm noticing, most likely the correct call. So great job on there, as a lot of the people don't like it, but that's going to be a little interference, as Butler's going to hit a little chip shot up to the center fielder. That's going to be fielded by Croft, and that's going to be the second out of the inning. As that's going to bring up the catcher for the day, Brevin Matthews, is I don't think that was well liked, but let's move on. And we've got a lot of ball left to play if you're the Snowflake Lobos and the Tonopah Valley Phoenix. As Matthews looks at strike one.
And Brevin actually leads this team, the Lobo team, in home runs with 3. And, it's different now with the bats that they're allowed to use. They just don't have the pop that what
the
they used to have.
BBCORs.
They're just not the same.
As Brevin's going to hit one high to left field, and this is going to be a Texas leaguer caught by Pasillas. As that's going to be the third out of the inning. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school baseball on iTalk1067.com.
Hey everyone, it's Joe G from Horn Auto Center and the Deuce of Clubs in Sholo. People are saying to me, hey Joe, what's going on with these used car prices? Well, we have to use live market value when we take people's vehicles in on trade. We're giving top dollar right here at Horn Auto Center, using live market value, what vehicles are selling for in the last 90 days. Horn Auto Center, the Chevy and GMC store that saves you more.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Which chocolate? That's you have to over when it's a playoff. You're supposed to tie. Yeah. Welcome back to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school baseball on iTalk1067.com. As we have number 17, Christopher Glenn, stepping in. He's the DH for the Tonopah Valley Phoenix. As Bryant looks in and delivers, ball high, delivered to Glenn. 6-2 here in the top 4th inning.
Glenn, one of their 2 seniors, he's batting 406 for the year.
Glenn batting 406 for the year and probably has a pretty good on-base percentage as he's one of those sneakers down in the bottom of the lineup. What'd you say he was hitting?
406.
406. As that's going to be delivered outside, and Bryant might be getting up there a little bit on pitches just because of those first couple innings. As Glenn, the DH today, DHing for was the pitcher, as now we have a walk and a base on balls by Glenn, and that's going to bring up Charles Croft, hitting 208 for the Phoenix. As Bryant looks in from the stretch, working very fast, as he looks over at Glenn. The delivery to Croft is going to be outside for ball 1.
That's 5 straight balls for Brennan. Hopefully he gets some things figured out and get his accuracy back.
As that's going to be a foul ball, and that's going to land right near where we're sitting as it clears the crowd a little bit. Nice little bounce as we get back in, and that's going to be a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball. However, that did not find a windshield, but if it would have been your windshield, call Mountain Mobile Auto Glass. As we have a 1-1 count here in the top of the 4th, 6-2, Snowflake on top of the Tonopah Valley Phoenix. As that one's going to go in there for a strike, and that's going to be strike 2, and Bryant able to work some stuff here, being ahead a little bit in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs here. Top 4, 6-2, Lobos on top of the Phoenix. Foul ball, back to the backstop. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Croft. Croft hitting 208 on the year, coming in and playing right field for the Phoenix. As Croft is going to be hit by the pitch, however, he is going to be whistled back by Steve Copeland, the home plate umpire, and
I think it comes to the rule that he made no effort to get away from that thing.
Right.
He just stood there.
Mr. Copeland, the umpire, said he put up his elbow and he's putting it like that, and saying he didn't get out of the way. So Coach Miglio's in there too, and it looks like a discussion, and he's saying, no, you can't do that. So I actually saw that the other day where they had a guy lean into it, and they called it strike 3 because he leaned so far into it. I saw that on one of the, what do they call them, the kids, the reels on Instagram that they look at. I think that's what they're, stories maybe. I'm barely learning how to use the Instagram thing, but that's okay. As Brian delivers, and that's going to be strike 3. And Jim, from the umpire perspective, that's just one of those ones where you have that and you just go, man, I hope this one's right down the middle if I have to call it and put perfectly. And that's going to be a strike 3. That's going to be a Beeler Orthodontics Comfort Fit Dentures teeth-shattering called strikeout. That's going to go down as a K for Croft for the first out of the inning. That brings up Martin Quinones as Bryant throws back to Glenn on first base. And these Tonopah Valley Phoenix are either not much of stealing the bases, or they recognize the power by Bryant as that's going to, Quinones is going to swing on, and it's going to go down the line, and that's going to fall foul. But it looked like Kyler Matthews made a fantastic jump on that and dove for it, and came up short on that one.
It was a great effort by him. He took off and almost got there.
Great job by our cameraman getting that replay as Matthews comes in. One down here in the top of the 4th inning as Snowflake on top of the Phoenix. 6-2-2. I'm Aaron Hewish, joined by Jim Johnston. Out here enjoying this weather in the White Mountains as Quinones is going to throw short. That's going to be a line drive. Bodden's going to catch it. He's going to throw it up to Munger at first. We're going to talk about that one. But first, this is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school baseball on italk1067.com.
Want to go skiing or snowboarding? Visit our friendly Honda Outdoor Sports. We offer skis, snowboards, and helmet rentals, custom footbeds, ski and snowboard repairs, as well as retail shopping for your snow gear, goggles, beanies, snow tubing, and even ice fishing supplies. We have all you need to prepare you for the outdoors. We welcome you to Honda Outdoor Sports, located 1 mile west of the casino.
Since 2006, Beeler Orthodontics has been creating spectacular smiles in the White Mountains. Dr. Beeler and his team use innovative technology and cutting-edge orthodontics while still providing a hometown experience. From traditional braces and clear aligners to surgical orthodontics, Dr. Beeler works with smiles of all ages. So call them today to schedule a complimentary exam at 928-537-7775 or visit them at BeelerOrtho.com. Beeler Orthodontics. Live to smile, love your smile.
Welcome to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school baseball on italk1067.com. This is the Northland Pioneer College timeout between innings. And Jim Johnson, take us through that last play of the last inning.
Well, it was a very interesting decision by the first base coach and the base runner. It was a line drive right to Skip, and the base runner just took off. I'm not sure if he wasn't paying attention to what was going on, but he was about halfway down. Easy play. Skip could have probably ran the ball back and got him.
He had the momentum. Yeah. Jim, as I look at that, I was watching the pitcher-catcher battery, and I saw the line drive to Skip. Skip Bodden's going to hit one deep, and Skip's going to run for days. As that's going to hit the gap out there, and Skip's going to be held up at second. It wasn't as deep as I thought. It's very deceiving. That is a very deep part of the Lobo Park. Now, Jim, on that play where Bodden was able to make the double up, my question to you is did it look like possibly a hit and run or possibly a steal, or is it just a bad decision maybe, that ball's going to get down, and Bodden was able to come over and make that play?
The way he acted after he got thrown out, I don't think it was a hit and run.
As Bodden's going to double, and that's going to bring up Ashton Munger. The tip of the bat really close to being caught by the catcher, as Munger's going to fall behind in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bodden, they're looking to get Bodden to third any way possible. And now Munger gets to step in. Well, I don't know. You can bunt with 2 strikes, but it's a little bit more dangerous. But Munger probably going to take some cuts here as Munger looks, trying to get an update on the Lady Lobos taking on the Coolidge Bears. And Munger is going to get called for strike 3.
That was a great pitch.
That was a
by
great
Hernandez.
pitch.
Just had a breaking ball, took something off of it, and just froze Munger. And good pitch.
Again, trying to get an update on the Lady Lobos playing softball. I believe the Lady Lobos are playing the Coolidge Bears, as I believe our neighbors to the north, the Holbrook Roadrunners, are hosting a softball game, and I'm not sure who they're playing. I apologize for that. As well as our friends to, let's see, St. John's, I believe, is hosting one today, a softball game. These are all softball games, just knowing a little bit. And we have a long fly ball by Yellow Hair, and that's going to be tag up territories. He's going to hit to right field, and that's going to tag Bodden up. So it's going to go against Yellow Hair on the average for the year, but it's going to be a plus for the team as he moves Bodden to third. However, there are 2 down. That was a long fly ball for Yellow Hair as kind of trying to get some updates of these softball scores. Oh, I was also going to say our neighbors to the northwest of us, the Winslow Bulldogs, are playing some softball down in one of the American leaderships, I believe, is Coach Quentin Hayes taking his team down there. As I'm going to take a quick look at the bracket here if Mr. Johnston can take over for me.
It's one thing that has impressed me with this Lobo team. I've watched a lot of baseball over the years. And I think this may be one of the best hitting teams that we've had. They've got 9 kids that are hitting over 400 right now.
Well, when Easton Butler's your number 9 hitter going with their traditional batting order, you can't be much of a slouch because Easton Butler sees the ball as good as any of these Lobos do on the field. As Kenyon Bryant sends one out. And an update, I'll get you an update a little bit as we got Kenyon Bryant with a single on first base, and he's going to RBI and skip Bott, and that's going to bring up Aiden Core. And Aiden Core is going to hit one down the line. That's going to be over the right fielder's head as Aiden Core could run for a while. Aiden Core is going to be in a second, and they are going to wave. They're going to wave Bryant around. Bryant's going to be right there as okay. Okay, Bryant's going to come in to score all the way from first base as Aiden Core picked up around second base where the ball was. The third baseman was kind of sleeping on his heels a little bit. They tried to make a play on Core at third. Core was well behind the tag, and he slides in, Jim, for a triple. We're going to credit him with the triple this evening as a update from the Lobos softball field, and I have top of the 6th inning. The Coolidge Bears are up on the Snowflake Lobos 6-5. So we hope the Lady Lobos can get something going as we have Braden Frost with a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball. That was your windshield. Yep. Call him.
As again, we hitting by Aiden. I mean, he just took an outside pitch, pushed it over to right field, down the line, and got that triple, scored a run.
And see you succeed. Visit npc.edu to see our programs. An academic advisor will get you on the right path to achieve your educational goals. Northland Pioneer College, expanding minds, transforming lives.
Welcome back to Shiloh Ford's presentation of high school baseball on iTalk1067.com, and we have ourselves a Northland Pioneer College break in the action. And as we went to a timeout there, but between innings here going into the top of the 5th, as we got to talk about that play with Braden Frost there. And one of the things that Mr. Johnston, my partner in crime today here in the booth, is he looked at me and he said, Braden almost beat that out, and it did. It took a very good throw to beat it, and I have no doubt that he was out, but, man, that routine play looked pretty tough, huh, Jim?
That was close, and I don't think that third baseman realized the speed that Frost had, and if it wasn't for the arm of the third baseman, Frost beats that.
8-2 here, going into the top of the 5th inning as the Phoenix looking for a chance to start off this inning with a fresh one, and this is Dylan Croft. He is hitting .279 in the year. However, Jim, he is the leadoff hitter, and he's the one that made that play on Frost in that inning as it goes, and he's going to swing at strike 2, excuse me. That first one was a called strike. My mistake, folks at home, as Croft comes in. Like I said, hitting .279 on the year. This Tonopah team, as Mr. Johnston, our statistician, looking up, they are 13-13 on the year. We have common opponents of the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets as well as the Chino Valley. And these Tonopah Phoenix beat Blue Ridge as well as Chino Valley. The Lobos fell to Blue Ridge, beat Blue Ridge, and also beat Chino Valley. So seemingly an equal matchup as we go to 8-2. The game of baseball is a very interesting game because it's not always the best team. It's the team that shows up. The Lobos are putting the ball in play today. And if you were to ask how they played today, as of right now, they've played very well. They've done everything that our Ace Hardware keys to the game have said to do. As Brian a little bit behind, he now runs it to a full count as 3-2. As Croft stepping in there, looking to get something started for these Phoenix. as Kropp's going to hit a fly ball, and that's going to go out to Frost. Frost comes in and under it, looks to make a play. He grips it with one hand, and that's going to go down as an F8 in the book for the first out of the inning. Fly ball to the senior Frost, number 1. And, Jim, we got to give a little tribute. These seniors playing, this is going to be their last home game regardless of what happens. So Matthews, Butler, Frost, this is it for them at Snowflake Baseball Field, Lobo Park, Lobo Stadium. And they are going to go down and playing some seniors, and they're going to go down as some of the pretty good athletes that have played. We've seen a lot of good athletes play on this field. We talked about it the other day in our broadcast as Bryant throws that one in there for strike 1 on the inside corner, nips it. As Bryant throws a hard one in there, and that one looks like it go deep, but with that speed, my goodness. Jim, I thought that was in the gap, and the next thing I knew, both of those fielders were within one step of the ball as Easton Butler fields that for the second out of the inning. Talk about that one.
Yeah, those 4 seniors on Snowflake, they're aware that this is their last game. No matter win or lose, they're done playing here at Snowflake. And they want to end it on a positive note, so they're doing everything they can to make sure that they win this game. And just on that fly ball, Easton and Frost have some speed, and they cover a lot of territory really quickly. And you think that's going to fall, and all of a sudden you see Easton's right under it and makes a great catch.
Well, Jim, when that was hit, I absolutely thought it was going to fall. As we have now that one is going to be hitting the gap, and that is. Let me see, that's as Villarreal is going to single in the gap out there in left center. And Jim, back to this baseball field and these seniors and playing. This is their last game. This is it. It's what you grow up driving by this place. It's a main thoroughfare in town, and you see this field, and you see them practicing, and you just someday you're going to put on that Lobo uniform, but eventually you put it on, you're going to take it off for one last time, and it's their last game here. They want to win it, and what is that one, that movie Moneyball, Brad Pitt, where the line in it is no one cares if you don't win the last game of the year? Well, we care today that these seniors win that last game here. And, we wish the Lobos luck as they move on. We would love for them to win that last game of the year. And, heck, the way they're hitting, it's absolutely a possibility. But the bottom line is let's get this last one here and be a little nostalgic about all the great ball players. I had a good fortune a few years ago to mingle with some of those absolute fantastic ball players to come through, and amazing place to watch a game, great place to watch a game as we have Hernandez, the pitcher, stepping in, and Hernandez, he's working ahead a little bit. That's going to fall to 3-1 on the count, and that one's going to fall foul as we have, I believe, Villarreal on second base. Hernandez is on with a walk. He's on first base. Rascon up to bat, number 20. The first baseman, as Brian in a little bit of a jam here. However, he does have 2 outs in this inning. Nice time to get a ground ball. As that one's going to go for a strike on the inside corner. I don't think he liked that very much, but that's going to go to strike 2. And Bryant working way ahead with 0-2. What are you looking to see out of Bryant here, Jim?
You know what? He's got an 0-2 count. Give him something to reach for. You don't want to throw him a strike. Don't want to give him something he can hit, but give him something that he thinks he can hit, and hopefully he can get this third strike here.
As that one's going to be hit, and that one's going to come up, and Frost is going to have to make a play to save this run. As Villarreal is going to go, and their Lobos aren't even going to make a play. However, the ball goes over Bryant's head and rolls to the dugout as Bryant's there to pick it up, so that's going to hold runners at first and second. That's going to score Villarreal, and Rascon's in there with a single, as that makes the score 8-3, and doing exactly what the Tonopah Valley Phoenix are wanting to do, and that's chip away at that Lobo lead.
That was a great piece of hitting. That he had 0-2, 2 outs. It was up in the zone, a little bit to the outside, and he reached out and put it in play. To put it in play, good things happen.
2 down for Brian as he faces Connor Hart, the third baseman. Connor struck out his first time up, and then he grounded to third base the other time up. We have 2 down here in the top of the 5th. 8-3, Lobos at the top of the Phoenix. As he's going to poke one, and that's going to go right over the head of Bodden, and Matthews is going to field it, and Coach is going to send him. We're going to have a play at the plate, and he is going to be labeled safe. And Coach Miglio sent that run, and we had a perfect relay, and we had a late slide there, and that's going to score another one. And Jim, I felt like he was right there. That was a safe play, but man, the Lobos made that look close. I didn't think they had any way of making a play on it.
They're chipping away. They've 2 runs of this inning. They're down by 4.
That's going to move Rascon to second base, and that's going to put Hart on with a single. as that makes the score 8-4, as that's going to bring up Chris Glenn, the DH, hitting .406 on the year. Great spot for him to showcase this bat a little bit, as Bryant's been hit around a little bit this inning. Is he going to throw a ball high? And throw back to Matthews to Pudge is in the dirt. Pudge fields it pretty clean. Well, clean out of the dirt.
Clean enough.
As Bryant's going to go for ball one, trying to work ahead to these hitters, falling behind a little bit. 8-4, top of the fifth inning, as that's going to go in for a strike on Glenn.
Okay, this Tonopah Valley team, they're showing lots of guts. They're down by 6 runs in the top of the fifth. Could give up. They traveled
probably about
3.5, 4 hours to get here, and they're battling. They're fighting.
As we're going to get another strike thrown in there. Bryant, 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down here in the top of the fifth, and all these runs, the 2 runs have come with 2 down in this inning. Nice little crowd on hand here to watch the game as the shadows start to creep over, as time has been called and granted by Glenn, as home plate umpire Steve Copeland steps out of the way as Bryant delivers the pitch. However, time has been called. Ball's put back into play by the home plate umpire. Bryant stops, checks out of the stretch. Runners on first and second. Here is the pitch and that's going to be, wow. Glenn's going to hit one, and that's going to be fielded very cleanly on a nice little pop line drive to Aiden Core. We're going to take a break. This is Show Fort's presentation of high school baseball on iTalk1067.com.
Hey everyone, it's Joe G from Horn Auto Center and the Deuce Clubs in Sholo. People are saying to me, hey Joe, what's going on with these used car prices? Well, we have to use live market value when we take people's vehicles in on trade. We're giving top dollar right here at Horn Auto Center, using live market value, what vehicles are selling for in the last 90 days. Horn Auto Center, the Chevy and GMC store that saves you more.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Welcome back to Shiloh Ford's presentation of high school baseball on iTalk1067.com. This is the bottom of the fifth inning for the Snowflake Lobos. We'd like to run down our sponsors and thank them: Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, Steamers Glass, Northland Pioneer College, Honda Ski and Outdoor, and they are giving us the player of the game. Ace Hardware with our keys to the game. Beeler Orthodontics and Comfort Fit Dentures, and we had a teeth-shattering play that last inning, a strikeout, as well as Horn Auto Center and Summit Healthcare with our injury report. As did I said Deemer's Glass with our glass shattering hit of the game, as Brennan Bryant stepping in to try to get, and I was getting an update on the score of the softball game. It looks like it's top of the seventh, and it's 7-5 in favor of the Coolidge Bears, as Bryant's going to foul a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball, and that almost hit a windshield coming in. And it looks like the Lady Lobos are coming to bat in the top of the seventh with their season on the line, as they finished with, I believe, the 16th seed, and the Bears coming in as the 17th. All right, looks at ball 4, and I believe we're going to have a courtesy runner, and he's coming out, and that's Mr. Jet McRae is going to come out of the dugout. And Jet, very good and very fast on the bases, and this is going to bode well, as Brian's going to get back in the dugout and get that jacket on and get warm to come down and play this sixth inning coming up, as McRae goes to first base for Bryant.
It doesn't matter where you bat in the lineup. When you are the leadoff batter in an inning, you want to do everything in your power to make sure you get on base, and Brennan did that. Got that walk after a 1-2 count, and got run on first base, nobody out.
Well, as the Phoenix looking in the dugout going, well, they're bringing somebody out to run. He's got to be fast, and throwing back on McRae. McRae with a very good lead at first base, throws back the first time. As Butler looks to bunt, that's going to be his second ball at his at bat. So we got, it's the first one. And so the first one was over the second one. So ball 1 to Bryant, bottom of the fifth inning. Lobos up 8-4 on the Phoenix. We have Jet McRae on first base as Butler is going to lay one down, and this one's going to roll foul for a 1-1 count.
Yeah, I think
the inning. So we got one down as that's going to bring the top of the lineup up, and that's going to bring the senior catcher, Brevin Matthews, as he looks in for Hernandez. Hernandez outside for the first ball of the at-bat. Shadows creeping over the field from the gym behind us as the temperature's dropping a little bit. Comfortable day for baseball, not too warm. It's kind of a funny day. It's hot when it's hot and it's cold when it's cold, but a temperature of about 70 kind of lingering over today with a steady breeze of about 10 miles an hour blowing from, I think, the south, not quite south to north here at Lobo Park, as the trees kind of seem to be still, but we can feel the breeze down here as we have a 3-0 count to Brevin Matthews as Brevin's looking to get to that first base. That's going to be the first strike to the at-bat.
taken all the way on that pitch. Coach gave him the sign to take it, and Brevin just let it go by. Make him throw a strike.
Absolutely, because you never know. This pitch could be in the dirt, and it could move the runner to third and put you on first base. So there's a throwback to McCray on second base, and Tonopah Valley was jumping up and down like they might have had that one, but I think McCray had about a quarter of a step while he was in the bag there, and the best view of the house, of course, was the umpire out there, Mr. Copeland, and he said no, as Matthews reaches out and stretches for one, and that's going to be a no contest. Actually, whoa, my goodness. That is going to be contested as McCray was rounded around third, and I had no idea that Pasillas was going to make a throw like that, as we had ourselves a play at the plate as McCray slid in and was confronted there by the catcher Villarreal, and we didn't have much of a collision. However, everything legal and ball down, and McCray's going to come in, and we're going to credit Brevin Matthews with an RBI single.
So, a good piece of hitting by Brevin, outside, takes it to the opposite field, gets on, and gets an RBI.
As Skip flies out to center field, Bodden has flown out to center field. He had an error in the second baseman, and then he doubled. So Bodden's going to fly out to center field for the second out of the inning. Runners on, let's see, we have Matthews on first base, as that's going to bring up Ashton Munger. Lady Lobos 2 on with 2 outs in the 7th. Their season on the line, as Munger's going to swing and miss. Lady Lobos down 7-5 at the top of the 7th, looking to stay alive and go to the 3A state tournament. They would play at a high seed after the bracket reveal if they can get those runs across today.
Honda Outdoor Sports. We offer skis, snowboards, and helmet rentals, custom footbeds, ski and snowboard repairs, as well as retail shopping for your snow gear, goggles, beanies, snow tubing, and even ice fishing supplies. We have all you need to prepare you for the outdoors. We welcome you to Honda Outdoor Sports, located 1 mile west of the casino.
Since 2006, Beeler Orthodontics has been creating spectacular smiles in the White Mountains. Dr. Beeler and his team use innovative technology and cutting-edge orthodontics while still providing a hometown experience. From traditional braces and clear aligners to surgical orthodontics, Dr. Beeler works with smiles of all ages. So call them today to schedule a complimentary exam at 928-537-7775 or visit them at BeelerOrtho.com. Beeler Orthodontics. Live to smile, love your smile.
Welcome back to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school baseball on italk1067.com. And man, the Lobo legends just keep driving by us up here. We have a Lobo legend in the house, Lynn Johnson, Coach Lynn Johnson, one of our track coaches of the last few years. He comes in and, I know he's not one of our primary sponsors, but Lynn Johnson does amazing stuff for the athletes up here. Anybody who knows him and knows the time and commitment he puts in, absolutely amazing man, what he does for these athletes. And this is one person behind us that truly cares about these kids. Thank you, Mr. Lynn Johnson, for all you do, and we appreciate you here in the mountains as we're going to have Croft step in against Brendan Bryant as Brendan Bryant throws the first one in the dirt. It almost looked like it got his shoes, but he's going to step in and so, Jim, what I'm wondering here is at what point do you let Bryant go the distance if he's going to be out of pitches, or at what point we're going to have to do is, my goodness, monster hit by Croft there as he's going to single one right between third and first, and that's going to put a runner on for Tonopah Valley here in the 6th inning. Top of the 6th, down 9-4 at this point.
And just watching Watching over here, looks like they're sending number 6 to the bullpen.
We've got
Connor Hart warming up for maybe making a pitching change next inning.
Hart, the third baseman. And, Jim, you had something you were going to talk to us about as we'll catch the action here and there. You can watch it at home.
Well, just, when Brennan took the take sign from the coach, basically take means you don't swing. It was an interesting story when I was 13 playing baseball at the big field for the first time, with signs from the coaches, and coach gave me a take sign for the first time. And in my 13-year-old head, I thought take means you swing. You take the pitch, you swing at it. So I swung at it, and coach comes to me and goes, "What are you doing, Johnston?" I go, "You told me to take it. I took it." And he goes, "No, take means you don't swing." So, as coaching youth, you got to make sure that they understand what you mean.
Village Bears this afternoon, and, I think we might be to the point where we might be able to start looking up some scores of teams. Actually, I don't know if we're going to have anything at this point. As Bryant looks to deliver. Bryant delivers. And oh, my goodness, Jim. Did you see that? Curveball pitched in, and that is going to go down for a strike 3, and he is going to be credited with a Deemer's glass. Excuse me. We can call that a Deemer's glass shattering, but we got a Comfort Fit Dentures Bueller Orthodontic teeth shattering strikeout. And very good pitch. As Bryant's going to allow a single up the middle from Pasillas, and Pasillas is going to score Croft. And, Jim, if I'm them, I'll take any run I can get at this point, as that's going to be Pasillas is going to go down for first base with the ball up the middle.
Keeps them in the ball game. They're only down by 4. They still got, out left in this inning and the whole top of the 7th. So,
well, that's Pasillas' 4th at bat. He walked, he struck out. As at bat, however, he's going to be 1 for 3 on the day. Walk, strike out, and then he flew out to the right fielder, and he's going to be on first base here with Villarreal up to bat as Bryant throws inside. And 9-2 here in the 6th inning. And, I just feel like the Tonopah Valley isn't doing a bad job. The Lobos haven't made errors. The thing that I feel, Jim, right now going into the 6th is they have not been able to get in any kind of rhythm on offense.
No, they have not.
They get runners on, and that's credit to the Lobo defense and pitching.
Yeah, a big part of that is that we're not making errors. Their 5 runs that they have, they're all earned. It's not been on any of our errors. It's been on their ability.
Oh, my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope we have that on a replay, because Villarreal just hit a nice line drive, and Braden Frost came out of nowhere to field that on the dive and make the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. I can't even get excited about, because I'm almost in awe of the catch. We're going to take a break, and then we're going to talk about the Shola Ford's presentation of high school baseball on italk1067.com.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there, and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you: Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
Welcome back to Shola Ford's presentation of high school baseball on italk1067.com. This is Northland Pioneer College breaking the action. We got Northland Pioneer College, Deemer's Glass, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, Summit Healthcare, Bueller Orthodontics, Comfort Fit Dentures, Ace Hardware, Honda Ski and Outdoor, Northland Pioneer College, Horn Auto Center. We got to give Horn Auto Center a shout out because they sponsor our home runs, and they just don't get them as much as they do in the game. We also want to give out a shout out to Summit Healthcare to the injury report. And as far as we know from our injury report today, there is no one that's hurt, as Jet Yellowhair steps in for the Lobos. And Jim, look at that gap out there where he hit that triple the other day. Just zero respect that young man can drive it out there. And I'm telling you what, he's going to get one of those outside pitches, and he could put it out there, and he could run for days just like he did the other day. As Yellowhair hits one, and that's going to go, ooh, nice fly ball to right field, as that's going to be fielded cleanly, and that's going to go for an F9 fly out to the right fielder for our first out of the inning. That's going to bring Kenyon Bryant to the plate. Kenyon Bryant, who I believe tripled his last time up, Jim.
Yeah,
he had that nice triple in the gap. So Bryant comes up to bat, and Bryant fouls a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball. And if that's your windshield, you know to call Mountain Mobile Auto Glass.
If you're Tonopah Valley, your goal this inning is to get out of it. No runs scored. Gives you a chance to come back in the next inning. Snowflake, your goal, if you can, you want to score a couple of runs, put it away a little bit. And so let's see what happens with it. And we've got 2 outs now, so it's Tonopah Valley's doing what they want to do right now.
Jim, it's interesting because as a coach, I want to see my guys bat through the order and I want to have them success. But deep down, it seems like part of you is going, okay, let's go 3 up, 3 down. We got a 4-run lead. Bryant's pitching amazing. We're going to go out there as Kaur is going to ground out shortstop, and play's going to be made. That's going to be, I believe, Croft to Rascon, as the Lobos go 1-2-3 for the first time, as this is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school baseball on italk1067.com.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Winning takes focus, preparation, and support. Keep focus on your dream career while saving thousands in tuition costs at Northland Pioneer College. We're here to support your goals and see you succeed. Visit npc.edu to see our programs. An academic advisor will get you on the right path to achieve your educational goals. Northland Pioneer College, expanding minds, transforming lives.
Welcome back to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school baseball on italk1067.com, and we're going to have a Northland Pioneer College pause in the action. However, Jim, we've got a change brought to you by Northland Pioneer College. Go ahead and give that to us.
We've got first baseman moving over to pitch, Pudge Munger. Going to pitch. Pudge, he's got a lively arm, throws the ball really well, and when he's on, he's got a pretty good breaking ball that breaks quite a bit. And so if he's on, it's going to be a tough task for these Tonopah Phoenix to get these 4 runs to tie this ball game up.
Fantastic, because that moves Bryant to third base. They're going to leave Kaur at second base. That's put Bryant at third, probably for arm strength. And that's going to move Kenyon Bryant to step up and play a big role at first base, as Matthew Hernandez for the Phoenix is going to step in, as Matthew's going to take ball 1 high. And, Jim, if you're the first batter when you're down like this, you still got, for your team's sake, you want to take a look at a bunch of pitches because you want your team to see what this has. But Munger's throwing pretty hard, and Munger's going to throw one in there on the outside, and that's going to be a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball. If that was your windshield, you need to call him. As we're in the 7th, Jim. This is it. This is the last chance for the Phoenix. We did not note that as Hernandez steps in with a 1-1 count, as he's going to look at strike 2 on the outside corner. And, Jim, that had to be whistling at 85 miles an hour coming in.
He's throwing the ball hard. I think he's probably got the best velocity on this Lobo team.
Oh, my goodness, Jim. Breaking pitch,
ball
hit the outside corner, and that's going to put down Hernandez for strike 3, and that's going to go down as a Beeler Orthodontics Comfort Fit Dentures teeth-shattering called strikeout for Pudge Munger, as that's going to bring up Alex Rascon on the day, number 20, the third baseman, as he's going to put in as Munger's windup delivers, and he's going to throw that same pitch. However, he did not get the same result, did not hit that corner, comes in inside. Needing base runners here. Tonopah Valley down to their last chance. The West Valley, Tonopah Valley Phoenix, he's going to dribble one foul to third base as Bryant's going to hustle over and just scoop it up. As we have the shadows creeping up, coming up on 5:40 in the evening, as these Lobos looking to advance to that play-in game. And, Jim, let's we can take a couple seconds as we look at the rankings here of where these Lobos might end up. And it's going to be so hard to say because of the automatic bids, but
it's tough. I have a lot of these kids in my class, and they're thinking if they win this game that they're playing Yuma Catholic. They're going to try that 6-hour trip down to Yuma and play
Jim,
ball.
we've done that trip before.
We have. It's long.
Yuma Catholic. So they think that that's where they could possibly be going, which I'm going to tell you right now, and I'm no offense and stepping ahead as Munger puts the second K of the inning out there. If I'm Yuma Catholic, I do not want to see blue and white with a Lobo coming my direction in any sport.
Nope.
Because even though we've gotten our, Lobos have had their bad luck down there. If I'm Yuma Catholic, I do not want to see the Snowflake Lobos on my schedule, period, in a playoff game. I don't care what sport it is. And we're going to have a hit by the pitch there as Hart's going to get hit by the pitch, and he's going to be the lone base runner with 2 down here. I'm not saying that there's something going Erie, but the Lobos, other than a couple times in the history, have had some luck against those. And I don't know if they've ever played in baseball. I don't know if they've ever played in softball. I don't know if they've ever played in basketball. But a lot of these boys remember the football games against them as Glenn swings at strike 1. As we have Hart on first base, 9-5 here in the top 7. Lobos get the out. They can walk off the field without a walk-off, effectively, as Munger goes, and that's going to be strike 2. Munger way ahead on this one. No balls, 2 strikes. Ladies and gentlemen.
He's having a hard time seeing that. He's behind. That ball's coming in with some velocity.
The ball is also coming into a shadow.
Yep.
And this is a hard place to hit a ball late in the game as Munger looks at his first baseman, pitching from the stretch. Runner fakes to go. Munger's going to throw it in the dirt, and that's going to put Hart taking a few steps, and he dives back in. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the hitter as Munger has K'd the first 2 with our Deemer's Glass. Excuse me, not our Deemer's Glass, our Beeler Orthodontics, Comfort Fit Dentures, teeth-shattering strikeouts. As Munger Munger fouled it off, and Glenn stays alive, fouling it off. Croft with his average on deck, and Croft has had a strike. Glenn has come up. He's grounded out to shortstop once, base on balls, and hit a shot at second baseman. So he's gone to the middle of the field both times as Munger looks, fires, and Munger's going to throw for strike 3. Munger striking out the side. Lobos are going to be victorious. We're going to take a break, and we're going to talk about it and wrap it up live from the Snowflake baseball field. I'm Aaron Hughes, Jim Johnson. This is Shola Fort's presentation of high school baseball on italk1067.com.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Welcome back to Shola Ford's presentation. This is our Honda Ski and Outdoor postgame show, Shola Ford's presentation of high school baseball. We had a little pause in the action. I was in the game with our Northline Pioneer College. Pause, time out of the game, and we're going to go to some post-game accolades. First, we had the Deemer's Glass shattering hit of the game. Jim, take us through that one.
There's been a few good ones. We've had a few triples, but you know what? I think Kenyon Bryant with his triple in the first part of the game. You know,
fourth inning.
If I have to pick one, I think I'd pick him.
All right, we also got our collective sponsor. Let's go Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, Northland Pioneer College, Honda Ski, Ace Hardware, Beeler Orthodontics, Comfort Fit Denture, Horn Auto, and our Summit Health. And we're going to call this our defensive play of the game. Jim, take us to that one.
Well, I tell you, speed and getting the right jump makes all the difference. And Frost did them both on that play that he dove in. Was top of the 6th inning to get him out. There was 2 runners on, and it makes a great play to get him out of that. Dives and picks it up, and you don't see a better play than that in high school baseball.
Nope, and that's our Shola Ford, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, Deemer's Glass, Northline Pioneer College, Ace Hardware, Beeler Orthodontics, Comfort Fit, Denture, Horn Auto, Summit Health defensive play of the game, along with our Deemer's Glass straight line hit of the game, and that was Kenyon Bryant's triple, as well as Braden Frost's dive in the outfield as our defensive play of the game. And now it crews on the cameras and all of them. Shola Ford, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, Deemer's Glass in Lakeside, Northland Pioneer College, Honda Ski and Outdoor, Ace Hardware, Beeler Orthodontics, Comfort Fit Dentures, Horn Auto, and Summit Health. I'm Aaron Hewish. I'm standing next to Jim Johnson. We appreciate him stepping in. From all of us at our iTalk team, congratulations to the Snowflake Lobos on a 9-5 victory over the Tonopah Valley Phoenix, and we're going to see tomorrow where these Lobos will go. Good luck to them. And I'm Aaron Hughes. This is Jim Johnson signing off. Thank you.
This has been Sholo Ford's presentation of high school baseball on iTalk 106.7 KNKI Pine Top and iTalk1067.com. Brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Deemer's Glass, Beeler Orthodontics, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, Comfort Fit Dentures, Summit Regional Medical Center, Horn Auto Center, and Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. This broadcast has been a copyrighted production of iTalk 106.7 and Country Mountain Airwaves, a Kopaniki communications station. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of this broadcast without the expressed written consent of iTalk 106.7 or Country Mountain Airwaves is strictly prohibited. For more information on this game and other games around the region, go to iTalk1067.com.